Hi guys, it's Alexi coming at you with this week's installment of Retro Gaming Goodness. If you've been following this series for a while now, you pretty much know that we cover whatever we can for as long as it's on the retro spectrum. Consoles, games, even events, we got you covered. That being said, you should also know that we love action, especially in our retro games. Best believe it takes center stage whenever a new title comes out, and that just so happens to be today. So sit tight. But before that, make sure to like and subscribe so you'll always be up to date with the latest retro news. Click that bell icon so you'll know exactly when our news goes live. Let's go. Ocean Software dropped a classic beat-em-up for the Amstrad CPC, C64, and ZX Spectrum, and this is way back in 1988. Renegade was an action-packed classic that had kick-ass gameplay where you and a friend could take the role of fighters out for revenge against a kingpin named Mr. Big. Now that may be in the past, but if you happen to have an Amstrad CPC, you can be excited to know that a new release called Renegade Reloaded is coming out soon. And it has all the classic features the old school title has and more. This version has a variety of new features like scrolling that was barely in the classic Renegade. We also get great new graphics, some new animation, and maybe even a different, more banger of a soundtrack. Gecko is keeping things under wraps as the reboot is still a work in progress, but we're keeping tabs on this one. Moving on to some slightly more up-close and personal combat, we have a little something for the Amstrad CPC 128K users. If you're a fan of fighting games or part of the FGC, we know you've got your eyes peeled for mighty Street Fighter, a game that's been in the works and looks like a ton of fun. It's a different take on Street Fighter and sports a look that's closer to the 1993 classic Mighty Final Fight. All things considered, it looks pretty badass. There isn't much to say about the game, as most of the news is on Twitter. So far, it looks to have 8 playable characters from the original Street Fighter franchise, a multitude of fighting styles, and yes, even the popular Hadouken. It's definitely a game worth looking out for, and once the action intensifies, we'll be right smack in the middle of it. Now for an all-improved all-action classic coming out for the Commodore Amiga. For anyone who's picked up and enjoyed a beat-em-up, Prototron is working on an enhanced version of the classic arcade game Final Fight. While the original game didn't get much love in the 90s, this modern remaster could change everyone's perception. This just might be the case because Prototron gave the game's code an almost complete rewrite. What we'll get is a fresher experience featuring a 2-player mode with fan favorites Guy and Cody. Aside from some new music, a few new features are in the works for the final game. This includes smoother gameplay, the game sprites actually flipping if you face a different direction, and some graphical improvement to suit the more modern feels we just might be craving for. We've come a long way since the Mega Drive and SNES, so this Commodore Amiga version just might be the update we need. So let's all Final Fight Enhanced comes out soon. Well, there you have it, another week of sweet retro gaming goodness. If you have suggestions for any news to cover, or if we missed anything, you know the drill. Let us know down below. As always, don't forget to like the video so YouTube's algorithm shows us some love. Again, I'm Alexi, and I'll catch you all again next time.